I'm out here in the woods with nothing but a frying pan, and today's mission is to fill it with wild food that I find growing here in the woods. It's the early spring and I'm down here in the south of England, and I'd just like to show in this video just how easy it is to nourish your physical and mental health out in the woodlands this spring, with nothing but a frying pan and a pinch of knowledge. The searching and the sniffing around for your foraged items is all part of the fun and part of the medicine. You become in a trance-like state, searching for your woodland treasures, and then eventually you come across something quite astonishing, like these guys, the Scarlet elf cups. Now you might think to yourself, well, I've been in the woods loads of times in the spring, I've never seen any red mushrooms like that. My answer to that would be, you're just not looking hard enough. Once these guys come into your awareness, you just can't not see them when you're out here in the spring. I mean, look at all these guys. And once they are on your radar, they're going to be a little red cup of joy that welcomes you every springtime. I'm going to try and pan around and just show you how many are around by my feet. So look here, we got a load here, we got all here, we got more just here, all around here, all in there. And like all around here as well, there's tons of them. So as you can see, there's plenty to go around and there's plenty about. Now a little tip for you when you're looking for the Scarlet elf cups, find yourself a running stream. They love to be next to the water. And look, even over there, they're all the way over there, you can see them. They're everywhere. Now, one of the great things with the elf cups is that they don't have any fatally poisonous lookalikes. You're just not going to find any other mushrooms that are this bright red cup, other than other variations of this mushroom. And another super cool thing with this one is it's the only mushroom that I know of that actually makes a sound. When you disturb them with a bit of wind or a little tap on the side, they'll puff out their spores. And during the process of them puffing out their spores, they make a sound. So you can pick one up, stick it next to your ear, give it a little tap like that, stay nice and quiet, and you'll hear a little. It's magical. And next up, we got wild garlic, one of my favourite springtime edibles. Now, wild garlic, you can't go too far wrong with, especially if you're using your nose. The smell of the wild garlic leaves are so pokey. A bit of that just stung me in the eye actually. But yeah, they are very pokey, so you can't go wrong. Give them a little crush up and a sniff, and they're going to stink of garlic. At this point in the early spring, it's the leaves that we're after. Later on in the year, they're going to go into flower. Before the flower, the buds are beautiful, just pickled. Simply just put that in some vinegar and stick it in the cupboard and forget about it for a month and you're good to go. And then after they've gone into bud, the flowers are lovely to sort of decorate up your dishes and whatnot. And then they go into seed, and the seeds are tough, and you can pick. I love to pickle them. Pickling the seeds is the one for me. And they're just basically like garlic capers with a bit of a bite and a crunch. So they're also a winner. And you can preserve all those things in vinegar for at least a year until they come back around again. One of my other favourite things to do with the leaves is to make a kimchi. I've made a video on that in the past. Just a little pinch of salt in there, about 2% or so, and just with the salt alone, massage it into the leaves, and that will draw all the moisture out of the leaves. And then you just need to submerge it in its own juice and let it ferment for a couple of months, and it is divine. I've got an idea, essentially tacos, but I'll be using the wild garlic leaf. I'll stick my Scarlet elf cups in there and see what else I can find along the way. I reckon that's a winner. Now next up, we got the hart's tongue fern fiddlehead, which is this leaf fern. Not this carcinogenic fern, but the hart's tongue fern. You can see the clear difference. What you want to do is follow the fern down to the base, and it grows in a rosette circular formation. And in the centre there, you'll get the new shoots of the year. Although I wouldn't necessarily advise collecting your fiddleheads when the different ferns are this close together. Just here, for example, we've got some nice hart's tongue fern by themselves. So I'm going to have a rummage in here and see if I can find some fresh fiddleheads. Right, let's have a little nose in here. Oh, one tiny little young shoot. It is still quite early for them. but they're buried in here. I only need a few. Oh, it's some nice ones just starting to sprout. What you want to be doing is following these ferns right back in the centre. And there they are, hiding out, the little fiddleheads, but they are very young at this point. Now I know asparagus is a generic go-to description for many wild foods, but this really is like asparagus. The Fibonacci beauties. I'll get back over. Whoa. Right, now we're rocking and rolling and we got ourselves some fire. Drop that up on there like that. Right, so here we are. Let's give these wild tacos a go. Now, I did cheat a little bit. I grabbed myself some olive oil. I'm going to stick a bit of olive oil in there. I also got a little bit of salt and pepper as well. Although I could have foraged the salt down at the sea, and the pepper could have been substituted with some Alexander seeds. But there you go. Right, give that oil a bit of a shake in there. Stick in the elf cups. I'm not going to bother cutting them, I'm just going to mash them up with my hand. Oh, that glorious red in the pan there. And then next up, I'm going to fry up these little fiddleheads as well. Stick the fiddleheads in there. A little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Ideally, I'd have a knob of butter and stick that in there, let the mushrooms soak that up, and then really just cook them well and sort of char the edge of the mushrooms. And that's a sort of go-to method for all the mushrooms that I cook up. I mean, no one likes a soggy mushroom, surely. Right, and now the time has come to feast on the fruits of my labour. Let's prep up my first taco. Get some elf cup in there and a little bit of the old fiddlehead. Oh, look at that. I've worked up quite an appetite creating all this, so I'm going to really enjoy it. Look at that. That is one hell of a taco. Right, let's get this taco down my neck. Fold it, all in one. Wow. It's almost like chicken. Oh, that is so gorgeous and meaty. I highly recommend it. If you like meaty mushrooms, you like asparagus, and you like garlic, this is a winner. I trust that you've taken something away from this video, and I wish you all the luck and success to health and happiness on your foraging journey.